Right now we're joined by Shayne Sharpe. Shayne Sharpe, everybody. Come on, Shannon. The Broncos Hall of Fame tight end is with us.
Thought you actually
Gosh, this is great to have Shayne Sharpe on it. Shannon, wait, hold on a minute.
You've changed since retirement.
I'm sorry. That's Shayne Sharpe.
It's
Shayne Sharpe.
Still working on the
workout here, man. Every week.
How you guys doing?
Shayne Sharpe from the Mile High Sports Radio Network, nightly show on Mile High Sports. What are you going to talk about tonight?
You want to talk about CSU instead?
A lot of weather.
CSU, yeah, CSU.
Rams and
the
weather.
top 25. What's going on?
I know. We need some votes. Well, we got to play some bigger teams.
Probably the Avalanche.
Well, you want to?
Really?
Yeah, that's a tough one too.
They're starting to scare me.
I know they are. We thought maybe early season,
right? But
Blues. They're so young, and everybody came together last year in a dream season. This year, but the hardest thing to do is kind of regain the momentum you had from the previous year.
Right.
Especially if you're a young team with Duchesne and McKinnon, you're kind of like, well. They lost in the first round of the playoffs, but they finished last year so strong.
Right.
Third best team in the NHL in the West, right? And all of a sudden, that'll automatically come next year, right? No, that doesn't work.
It was disappointing. And Avs fans should be disappointed in how they ended last year.
Yeah, you're right.
They were number one seed. They were at home ice, and they got whipped
against the Wild, right?
So anyway, the Denver Broncos played a game yesterday.
So, yeah, apparently they played a game. What team could have beat Brady at Foxborough yesterday?
Pittsburgh, maybe.
Maybe you think? Way Big Ben's been playing?
What's he got, 43 touchdowns now?
They just look so good yesterday.
Look, the Broncos were number one in the power rankings coming in. Everybody's picked to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Most people's picked to win the Super Bowl this year because
it still
the
should
NFC,
be, actually.
Yeah, you're right. But going into Foxborough, I don't think any team in the NFL, from what I've seen, would have beaten the Patriots last night.
That's what I'm getting at.
No, I agree. They're just too good.
And then you
were very good.
And you look at the weapons Peyton has. I would argue that the Broncos probably have a wider variety or more talented weapons, but we just weren't utilizing them last night.
I agree.
And the ones he had, Gronk and others, he did pull it off.
We look at Julius Thomas had 2 catches. He was targeted twice, and he has two catches. Period.
That's it.
So it's kind of
a touchdown. I mean, yeah. But the Patriots at home. You look at their home record. And you look at Peyton Manning in Foxborough, I don't want to say it's almost impossible to go in there and win in those conditions, but it almost is.
It starts to feel that way, doesn't it?
Well, you're going to have to do it in January now, maybe.
Maybe so. That's why we talked last week how important this was to kind of set yourselves up for Now, look, a lot can happen. As I said, the Patriots down the road can lose a couple of games for sure.
Yeah, they have a tough road gig.
But right now, they're the number 1 seed.
Yep.
Right now, they have home field advantage. Right now, the road to the Super Bowl goes to New England. Those are things that are worrisome as we get into the second half of the season.
Yeah. You still have, and the Broncos still have to play Arizona, I believe, and Miami. And Miami's looking like
you're right.
I know, Miami
they're looking as a pretty decent
team.
The
things that happen in the league, as I said, week-to-week basis.
Oh, yeah.
3 weeks ago, we're talking about, the Chargers are a threat. Here come the Chargers. They've lost 3 in a row and get shut out of Miami into their bye week.
Yeah.
Because we talked to those guys from San Diego last week, and I told them, you guys have to beat Miami to go into your bye week to stay in contention with the Patriots and the Broncos. And they get beat 37-zip.
All these teams keep, they're favored to beat Miami, and then I think, no, Miami will win it, and then they lose it, and then I don't think I've picked Miami right yet this season. They're doing everything opposite what you think's going to happen.
And Steelers.
I know.
Steelers are tough, man. Pittsburgh is coming along. But let's get back to the Broncos and the Patriots defensively. Did old problems arise, or was this just, okay, we went to New England, got beat by a great team, we'll be okay?
They're going to be fine. They really are going to be fine. I mean, seriously, guys, you went to New England, you got beat, you got whipped, but you got the rest of the season to go get the number 1 AFC. Everybody settle down, just relax a little bit. It's going to be fine.
Well, I think we can do that, Shane.
Yeah.
I think we can do that later in the week. Maybe Wednesday when they start prepping for the Raiders, and we go into Oakland and blast the Raiders, and we're like, okay.
Yeah.
But on a Monday night after the game, a Monday morning after the game,
you're still
right.
And it's raining, and it's a 2-hour drive, and everybody wants to kill everybody.
And you hear the quotes from Peyton and those guys. And we're going to talk to angry fan Jared in a few minutes about the third downs and how they didn't get off the field.
You'd probably talk about special teams, maybe.
Right. I mean, Chris Harris Jr.
that was kind of one of the negatives yesterday.
When Peyton Manning says the quarterback play stunk, he wasn't lying. He looked horrible.
He didn't do that on raw emotion, though. Because Peyton doesn't do anything.
No.
He knows what he's saying at every time. Everything is scripted. I mean, he knows when to say it and what to say. So him coming out and saying he stunk, he wants to take a lot of that criticism on himself.
And he does. He's a good, and that's what leaders do, don't get me wrong. But he wasn't wrong either.
No,
he stunk.
Do you think
He was thrown into triple coverage. The first
did,
pick
yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he admits that first pick was
Of course,
awful.
it was easy from my seat.
Oh yeah,
Sitting in my living room,
bad at all.
I wouldn't have thrown that.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, right? I'm sure everybody was yelling at the TV screen at that
It's a whole
point.
lot easier to do behind
Yeah,
the
when
mic.
you're sitting
than
at
it is
home,
on,
it's great.
But the takeaway is we stunk.
They did.
And in New England, most people will stink. And let's come back, and there's a lot of season left, and we're still going to be in the playoffs, there's no doubt,
Yeah.
whether it's the 1 or 2 seed.
So we'll get over this. A little heartburn.
New England stunk against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And then what
happens
was
to
everybody
good
saying
teams.
then? Not
They're
inside the
done,
team, but
over with.
outside the team. Oh, they're done. Brady's gone.
Yeah, they
It's
wanted to
over.
bring up their second stringer.
It's some of the sports reporters even were asking Belichick, what are you going to do about your quarterback situation? Remember his
All right,
reaction?
1 second, Shane. We got to go. We got to get the weather.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man. We'll
Appreciate
see
it,
you on
guys.
Mile High Radio
Snow.
tonight.
Snow. See you guys. Go CSU.